Mic's open.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Locked and Loaded with your hosts, Sergeant Buck,
Hi.
Pavaros,
What? Hello?
some weird lady that I don't really know.
Cortana.
Hi.
Her. There you go. And returning friend and host, SmartPig2150. Hello.
How long has it been since you've been smart pig? It's been
Over a month.
like, yeah.
About 6 weeks now, I think.
That sounds about right.
About 5 or 6 weeks. No, actually, yeah, about 6 weeks, because I took that 1 week off because I had a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, shit hit the fan, and I was, absent. It kind of had to be.
Well, I was referring to your name change, but yes, since we
Oh
had-
no, SmartPig is
started-
SmartPig's been my name for a long time, dude. I've always been SmartPig.
I will never remember the 2150.
Yeah, the 2150's been there forever. Yes, it is. It's really just a random number that I threw together. I liked the way 2150 sounded, the way I say it, and I just threw it on the end of it.
You sure you're not the 2,150th smart pig?
Yes,
what I was gonna go with.
I'm sure it is not 2150. It's 2150. It is 2150. 2150, boys. So how's everyone been? I mean, I haven't even really gotten a chance to catch the show very often.
Yeah, dude, you've been gone.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on,
Yes,
man.
we've been making the show work. I've just been working like hell. So much so
Yeah?
that I've had no time to put anything on my main channel.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
it's
saw
almost like
you
I'm not
put.
even a YouTuber anymore. Fuck.
Yeah, I saw you put a video out, like, I think it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, the fucking
The
Chris
meme.
Ray
just-
gun meme.
Yeah, I just
Like, yeah.
haven't gotten a chance to
Just throw
actually
it-
look at it. I haven't even really been able to watch YouTube that much the last couple of days. I mean, there's two Jeff Holiday videos that I gotta watch. There's two Wizard of Cause videos I gotta watch. Freaking Sargon of Akkad has like 3 or 4 videos that he's put out that I haven't watched on his Thinkery channel. But then again, those are all troll ones. And yeah, I mean, like Dankula's put out like two Mad Lad videos, I think.
Yeah,
Two
the
in a
Mad Lad
week.
videos.
He's on a
Yeah.
fucking roll.
It
Mhm.
was like shit. No,
Um,
I have been incredibly just not watching YouTube, and I was looking through the videos because I got a update that Jeff had put out. I think it was the one about, what is it, scatter energy?
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
scalar
started
energy.
that.
Yeah.
Scalar energy, yeah.
Scalar energy. I was like, okay, what? And I went back to go see how many videos have I missed from friggin' Jeff, and I'm like, oh, I've missed a lot. Holy shit, I got a lot of catching up to do. And I went through and oh man, there's a ton of videos that have come out that I've just not even seen. I watched one of the Thinkery videos because of
Yeah, he hasn't been putting out a lot on his actual Sargon of Akkad channel, so
well, he said a while ago that he was going to take a break and he was done.
yeah, he's taking a break from that. But he's still putting stuff up on his Thinkery. It's I guess he's just tired of.
I think he's just enjoying the shit posting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's focusing on actual interviews and actually being politically active and stuff, and not making any YouTube videos that are like Sargon of Akkad stuff. It's
Right.
Yeah.
and then, oh, freaking, just honestly, like if I have been watching some YouTube videos, but it's all just been like Mr. H reviews and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just stuff that's relating to gaming, and it just it's like I've been trying to get back into actually gaming, not just playing one game all the time, just playing multiple different games. I started playing Warframe with Warframe. with Toya D. Y'all know who she is?
I know.
Rings a
I think I
bell?
saw you talking to them on Twitter.
Yeah, Toya, Antihero and Toya D. They're buddies. Like they are like legitimately buddies now. You know, I love chatting with them. I love posting. Ow. I love posting with them. I've got the freaking filters off of the front of my computer, and it's up on the desk, and I just stuck my hand in the fucking fan on the front of my computer. That fucking hurt. Son of a bitch. But yeah, it's
Not today, but a little while ago, I was like going over to grab something. I think I was opening up my CD drive, and I had
Yep.
taken the front filter out, and I just washed it. And I put my hand down, and it's like, oh, okay, there's a fan there. All right,
Yeah,
my hand hurts.
That's going to be.
I have to.
With
I
the
have
texture in
to.
my phone.
I definitely have to. When I actually have the money to start actually replacing this computer, I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to recycle this case, because as much as I love this case, as much as I've used this case, abused this case, the fans themselves are starting to die, and
Just
with
replace
this.
the fans.
Well, here's the thing. By the time you replace every single fan in this case, you might as well just buy a new fucking case, because you spent like $180 on fans at this point. No, thank you. I'm just going to buy a new fucking case. And I plan on actually building a silent running build this time.
Do you have a wind tunnel for a computer? Like,
No, it's just... Can you hear it right now?
Nope, I don't hear anything. You might have to hold up your
That's
not really.
mic or something.
Well, no, that's because
Oh, I
my
can hear
headset
it
is
now.
actually
Yeah.
my headset is it's got a noise filter on it, so
Yeah.
it'll only activate when I'm actually speaking. So,
Oh,
but it's loud. It's also really bright. I mean, I want to have we have it in our actual living area, and we've set up the area kind of like a studio apartment at this point, and we're still kind of setting it up. I mean, I literally just got all of the shit off of the truck and turned it in today. It's like freaking
Sure, that's a great feeling.
Friday morning, we picked up the truck. Friday evening, I had almost everything loaded. Then my folks took us out to dinner. I got drunk while I was there, and then started having an allergic reaction to something, probably the cilantro. I'm starting to think I'm allergic to cilantro.
Oh, great.
Even I really fucking hate. I don't like cilantro to start with, but they put it in so much shit nowadays.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But
there was.
I started having an allergic reaction, and I ended up having to take some Benadryl, because then if I didn't, it would just be agony the rest of the night in my jaw.
Ouch.
So I'm drunk, and I've taken Benadryl.
You're not
So
going
as you
anywhere.
can probably as you can probably imagine, I am not getting the rest of the shit onto the truck that night. So the next morning, we finished getting everything loaded up on the truck. Then we drove an hour to a Denny's that was on the route. The rest of my family was going Christmas tree shopping, because it's a family tradition that the Saturday after Thanksgiving, they go Christmas tree shopping. Everybody goes together. And it's an all-day event, because my mom is really fucking picky. It's like, she will spend 8 hours at a tree farm. And then if she doesn't like any of the ones that she finds, they'll go to another tree farm the next day, and she'll spend another 8 hours there until she finds the perfect one. So we dodged that bullet. But we had breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it, there, and I actually got to see my entire family while we were there, and we got to say goodbye. I mean, not my entire family. My sister and her husband couldn't make it, because apparently he took a job that morning putting together a shelving unit, an entire wall shelving unit from IKEA for a group of people.
Oh, geez.
And he was assuming it was only going to take a couple of hours. But I got news for you. It takes a very long time to put anything from IKEA together because it is so solid. It's like my bed that we bought from the bed frame we bought from IKEA ago took me 4 hours to put together, and
Sounds about
it's
right.
really not that much. And in a shelving unit is like 10 times the number of pieces to fit together. So I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to see my sister, her kids, and her husband before we left. But and then the drive took 2 days driving because it's the weekend after Thanksgiving and everybody's driving. We stayed in a hotel I think about 30 minutes north of Fayetteville, South Carolina. So close to the halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
No, other side of we stayed in North Carolina. Fayetteville is freaking in North Carolina. But
yeah,
we were past the halfway point. It only took us like the 7 hours, because it's a 14-hour drive, 7 hours to get there.
Mhm.
But the next fucking day, holy shit. I mean, I'm driving like 5 miles under the speed limit because I'm driving a 15-foot truck with a freaking car on a dolly behind it.
Yeah.
And the traffic is so bad. And it's not because there are so many cars on the road. It's because assholes trying to merge into traffic aren't actually merging with traffic itself. They're merging with the car that they're not paying attention to, that's already occupying the space that they're trying to occupy. So many fucking wrecks. So many of them.
Sounds like rush hour in Everett.
And the area that I expected to be the most difficult wasn't. Going through DC was not difficult at all. There were no slowdowns, there were no wrecks or anything. We managed to just sail on through DC just fine. But we get up to Delaware, and they've closed one of the main bridges in Delaware. So all of the traffic that's going over that bridge has been diverted onto 95. So an area that should have taken us 10 minutes to get through took us an hour and a fucking half. So not only did the second leg of the trip take 5 hours longer than it was supposed to because of all the wrecks, but the last not even 30 miles of it took an hour and 45 minutes.
Fucking A.
And I was just so ready. So ready. Like, the last 5 miles were probably the most silent for me, because I was just trying not to fucking just snap and commit vehicular manslaughter. Because I was stuck behind this vehicle. So, like, there's a section right there where it's got merging in from the left onto the northbound 95 through Delaware, going into Pennsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten to the point where it's not really safe for the person to be merging anymore, and they're merging. They're trying to merge into me. And they've realized that I'm not going to fucking stop because he's merging into me, not the other way around. He is supposed to stop. The motherfucker guns it and just narrowly misses the front bumper of the truck I'm on by about 3 inches. And it took every ounce of self-control that I had not to fucking gun it directly into his rear end and just be like, "Aw, your car, it's a piece of shit now. It looks like it was picked up by Godzilla and just dropped." Oh well.
Just dropped. Not thrown.
That's
Anything. Just dropped.
just dropped. And it's just like I would have just been like, "Aw, that's so sad. Maybe you shouldn't be driving like a fucking douchebag."
I think out here.
I was so fucking done.
Oh,
There was so many.
like,
There were so many times. There was just so many fantasies of just pulling someone out of the car that was stopped in front of me, gridlocked, that had just cut me off, slamming their face into the markings on the van that says this truck weighs this much, and just being like, "Hey, dude, look at how much this truck weighs." And then dragging them to the back of the truck and slamming their face into the car that I'm towing behind it and say, "Now think about how much this weighs, and both of them together. Inertia, motherfucker. Do you speak it?" And then just repeatedly slamming their face into the fucking car, and then just tossing them off into the freaking medium, and driving their car onto the medium so it's not in the way. Taking their keys out of the freaking car and throwing it to the other side of traffic. I fantasized about doing that like 8 or 9 times, an hour, 5 minutes. I was not a happy pig.
No,
I was a very
it did
irate.
not sound like it.
I was a very irate pig. I was. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, read what Mark said.
Read what?
Mark in the chat, he says, "Oh, sorry about your car, dude. Looks like King Kong discovered his car fetish."
Is that in general? Oh no, that's in the
No,
actual
that's-
chat. I'm
that's
sorry.
in
I don't even
YouTube
have that.
chat.
I don't even have that pulled up right now. Hang
How
on.
long you been gone, man? Like, come on. now.
Long enough to forget how things work. All right, long enough to forget how things work. Let me pull it up. Where are you?
And people think that Washington drivers are terrible. Oh,
No, dude, freaking Philadelphia and Delaware drivers are the fucking worst.
Mm.
All right, now I got it pulled up. Oh, sorry about your car, dude. Looks like King Kong discovered just car fish. Yeah, Mark, that's fucking funny.
Oh, fucking A.
So I guess it's time to like talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, you haven't even told us, so like.
Well, it's just one of those things that it wasn't really a good idea for me. While I
No,
was
I'm
there.
not giving you too
Yeah.
much shit about it. I'm just.
So I have a younger brother. Right, I've got 3 younger brothers, but this particular younger brother has a lot wrong with him. He's bipolar. He's had part of his brain lasered out because he had a fibrous cyst growing on his pituitary gland.
Oh, lovely.
So he doesn't have a whole lot of impulse control. Then add into the fact that he's an alcoholic, and he thinks he's some kind of badass because he spent the last 6 or 7 years terrorizing all of the freaking freebasers and my youngest brother, who's like 80 pounds lighter than him, and just getting away with it. Right? So, mid-October, it was the week that I was taking a break. It was that Wednesday. That Wednesday or was that Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday.
It was that Tuesday. My father was out of town. He was in California because my grandmother was terminally ill. I say was because she's passed away at this point, but he's getting froggy. He's on a low with his bipolarism. Manic depressive bipolarism, by the way. So it was bad. And he'd also been drinking since 7 o'clock that morning. It's 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I can't remember the exact time. And he starts pulling the Billy Badassery stuff with me, and my father's not there to protect him this time. So it gets to a point where I've got him pinned to the fucking floor, and yeah, he's still trying to freaking do something, and the cops got called, and it just was not a good night.
Mm.
And that's when I had to decide. I made the decision that my wife and I were going to be leaving and going up to Philadelphia, which is where we are now. We're living with Panda's parents, who are amazing. They've given us so much space. And anyways, it was the last 6 weeks have been very, very, very stressful.
Yeah, you're
And-
upending your entire life.
Well, yeah, I mean, I quit my job. You know, it was a very good company to work for. I mean, it took a little while to get promoted in that company, but it's an understandable thing. But either way, I mean, we literally picked up and moved everything again, because mind you, I just left the military in August 2017. We just moved our entire life down there
Yeah.
from up here, you know, and in all honesty, there's just the year and a half have been practically a living hell because of the living situation that we were in, and that blow up of his and me basically just manhandling him like a 200-pound man would pick up a kid who weighs like 60 pounds. It's just it still, he still thinks he can kick my ass for some reason. He still does. I mean, he managed to give me a black eye because he got like 3 hits in, but he punches like a little girl. And he only gave me that black eye because he hit me right in the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
So and that's just one of those things. It's like, if you get hit in the corner of your feather, you're gonna have a black eye.
Right.
So, but he hit me 3 times. I didn't even feel them. And with that, those 3 times were within a span of 5 seconds because he was just flailing. I had him on the floor, and I had both of his arms pinned. I had both of his legs pinned. And I was just trying to wait out the psychotic rage that he was in. And I realized that he wasn't in a psychotic rage. He really just thinks he's that much of a badass. And as I was getting ready to shoot up and put my knees in his armpits and then just start laying into it, my wife called the police because she was terrified, and she didn't want me to end up doing something that would be very permanent.
It's a good way to put it.
So ended up, my mother actually walked in while I was about to start just beating the living fuck out of him, and told us that our grandmother had just died, and that's what got him to just stop. He literally said, "Dude, grandma's dying. We don't have time for this. We don't need to be doing this right now." And I was like, "Okay." Got off him. Cops showed up. Said nothing was going on. It was just brotherly love stuff, and that was it. He's got no ground game. He hits like a little girl. It's like, dude, I've spent the last 6 years fighting people 2 times my size for PT. You know, it's you've got maybe 15 pounds on me. You're nothing. You are literally nothing. You don't know how to fucking punch. All you're doing is haymakering. It's just flailing around. You've got no ground game. Back 5 times. Could have had you unconscious the first time. It's just, I don't know. It was just time to get the hell out because the entire year I had been putting up with him threatening to kill me and screaming at me, screaming abuse, and every single time that I was fed up with it and went in to just put him in his place, my father happened to be around and said, "Dude, stop, let me handle this." And like, out of respect for him, I haven't cleaned his closet, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that Tuesday, my dad wasn't there to protect him, and I don't know. It's in the past, but that's why I had to take the hiatus. I didn't have the time, and I didn't have the
Energy.
ability, the energy to really devote myself to the show like I do.
Yeah.
And I felt it would have been better for me to just take some time off from it and try not to try not to go to jail because he was still acting froggy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's just the last year and a half has just been a basic living hell. I mean,
It's been a ride.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The just about everything was pretty shit. I had we were basically living in the space that you would give a 6-year-old child. You know, we were promised by my family that if we came down there, we would have enough space for our stuff. They would support us and help us while I paid off the debts from my ex-wife. All of the debts that were incurred because of my ex-wife. And they knew how much, I kept them informed how much I was paying every single month. I was paying like $1,500 to $1,700 every single month just on these bills because there were a couple that would fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't have really any money. And they just kept going, well, when are you going to move out? Well, when are you going to get your own place? It's like, motherfucker, do you not listen when I'm bringing in $1,800? I'm
Having to turn
putting
around
out
and-
$1,600 to $1,700. How the fuck am I going to get my own place right?
Yeah.
You know, and like the last 6 weeks, I finally said fuck it and did exactly what I was wanting to do from the very start, where I just focused on one of the bills and put like 80% of my paycheck every single week into that bill. So we got rid of that, and that was the lawyer bill. I still owe 180 on that, but I can get that paid off next week. I got my car refinanced, which cut that down from a $300 a month payment to a $150 a month payment. So that's $450 right there that I'm not paying every single month anymore. So now it's actually manageable.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Panda is actually in an area where next, and people actually recognize the program she went to. She actually has people as references up here. So she's going to be able to actually find something that's not retail.
Sweet.
And that means that I can actually, you know, not worry so much about how much I'm bringing in. So I'm take a crappier paying job
Yeah.
that will lead into a better paying job with the experience that crappy paying job gives. You know,
Yeah.
we have so much more opportunities up here than we did down there.
Well, that's good.
So it's yeah, I'm and it really hurts to say this, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to actually forgive the people who were responsible for this, because it wasn't just a decision that I made. It was it was never blatantly said, but it was led into. It's like my family didn't come out and say it, but they were basically kicking us out. They were basically saying, "Hey, you can't live here anymore.
Yeah.
You have to leave." And so we left. Now we're here. And we're starting from scratch.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's about where I am. I mean,
So I didn't really want to talk about it because we didn't have any privacy there. And if I were to actually talk about it, it would just start a fight. And it would be one that I wouldn't be walking away from. A free man, at least.
yeah.
Yeah, it would just be. It would just be over. So yeah, that's what happened, everybody, and I'm sorry that it took as long as me being able to participate.
Man, you need to
No,
take
you
your
don't
time.
need to apologize.
Yeah, no, we had it. We had the. We missed you. But, you know, there was. Yeah, nothing to apologize for.
There was never a God damn it, Peg. No. Nothing like
there
that.
was-
You're lying about that. There were never any goddamn pig. Damn it, pig. There were probably a couple dozen of goddamn it, pig. Why aren't you here to do this for me?
Hey, we.
I kind of did all right-ish with the intros.
I read a shit ton. Well, okay, so I read.
Bob learned how to
I
read.
Stumbled through. No,
we got
I'm
him.
still not there. I'm
We got
still
him that
working
hooked on
it.
phonics. It kind of worked.
A little bit. I hired a Cortana to read out the names, so I don't have to read them.
Yeah. I
You
guess
have
I
one
can
built
just
into
do
the
that.
rig, but you just gotta hire one. Works out better that way.
I don't know. It was confusing trying to get the one built into my computer to like speak through my mic. So I thought that would be just too much effort. So I grabbed, the one.
Well, I
that's-
mean, I caught snippets of some of the shows, and you guys were doing amazing. All right, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even needed here. I'm just a happy bonus.
But hey, you're here. I did.
I would significantly.
Like I said,
appreciate that.
I'm not necessary for this show to go on.
I feel like that.
I'm just-
hey, you're
I'm just
here
happy.
is more of a please don't go again.
I mean, if you need another break, but we
Oh,
missed the
it-
biting sarcasm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we. Come on, words. I haven't had that. Okay, I might have had that much to drink. My in-laws, they're much more aware of our financial situation than my parents are.
mm-hmm.
It's like they were aware, yet they weren't aware at the same time.
Mm.
You know, it's kind of a.
Like they knew things were
hear
rough,
what
but
I'm
not how
saying.
bad.
No, they knew how bad it was. They just didn't care.
Mm.
It was so we were in a pretty rough situation. Get your together and get going. It's like I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's like I was literally 3 months away from being able to afford some shitty apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most enraging thing about this whole situation. I was almost there. I was almost to the point where I didn't have to rely on my family anymore. I was almost there.
Yeah. That's where I'm.
And
that's what I'm
then the
working
freaking
towards.
the freaking time the freaking alarm clock started going.
Yeah.
It's that frustrating. I didn't have a great paying job, but I was working for a great company, and there was a lot of potential for a career with them. You know, and I liked the people I was working for a lot.
Mhm.
They did so much for me. You know, and they're going to give me an amazing reference. I've
Great.
got a lead on what could possibly be a really kick-ass job. You know the people who do the maintenance at Amazon, the warehouse?
Yeah. The ones I
Yeah.
work in.
Yeah. Yeah. They're contracted out to JLL.
Mhm.
They actually work for JLL. The Amazon contracts with JLL to have maintenance workers there. They make bank, dude.
Oh
And
yeah.
the Amazon warehouse in Jacksonville, it was Thursday before last.
Uh-huh.
I did maintenance on a system for a guy who worked for them, and no shit, before even knowing that I was, said, hey, contact these people. I want you to start working with us. Because he followed me around the entire time. He saw how much effort, how much I was, all the work that I was actually doing, the amount of attention to detail I was putting into it. And then he found out how long I'd actually been working as a technician.
Uh-huh.
And he was trying to snap me up. And it's like, dude, I'm leaving like next week.
Yeah.
I unless you can guarantee me like a $30 an hour, like right now, I have to leave
Yeah.
because $30 an hour is the only thing I'll be able to immediately get my own place with. And you know, unfortunately, he couldn't give me that, but he did say that I'd probably be able to find something at least at least $20 an hour around here.
Yeah.
So I got my resume up to date and cleaned up and ready to go. And as soon as we've finished actually settling in, getting acclimated to the area, I'm going to start sending out resumes and things like that, and trying to find some kind of work, because I'd really like to stay in the HVAC field,
Yeah.
but I will take a job doing maintenance for a warehouse, because they do electrical, they do AC, they do ventilation systems and everything like that. They do pneumatics for the pneumatic rollers and everything.
Yeah, for the belts,
conveyor
yeah.
belts. They do so much different stuff. They also do like RF technology with the wrist scanners.
Yep.
Yep,
Been dealing with that.
Dude, those things have come a long way, because I have, back in like 2006 through, not 2006, what am I saying? 2008 through 2011, I was working for in a warehouse using one of those wrist scanners. So I know exactly what you're going through when you're using one of those things. But you've got such a better system because it's 2018. They've had like 10 years to advance.
Yeah.
So, but they do RF technology. They do They do so much stuff, dude, and it's literally my dream to have a job where I'm doing something different every single day.
Yeah.
Yet still kind of doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily care if I get licensed in anything. I really don't. As long as I can keep doing something. I like being a technician, because it's just that's what I am. And it's kind
That's
of
what you
who
know.
I am. Yeah, I know how to be a technician. I'm a kick-ass technician.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what I'm a technician in. I'm going to be a kick-ass technician. I don't give a fuck. I like what I do. I take pride in my work. I care about knowing how systems work and how to fix them. It doesn't matter if it's AC, electrical, satellite communications, IT, doesn't matter. If I'm a technician working on that system, I'm going to be the best goddamn technician I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just love it.
Right. Yeah. Wish I could say the same
So-
about handling packages. I mean,
I don't know, dude. I mean, like there's a lot of potential in that whole thing because, like, in
Oh,
Jackson,
I got my foot in the door with corporate, basically. Like,
yeah,
I just got my paperwork done for Blue Badge, which is coming off of seasonal and being regular part-time, but still regular.
oh, kick ass.
So only thing I have to wait for now is for HR to physically print the badge. Like, I talked to my boss this week, and I said, "Yeah, how long do you wait for the badge?" She's like, "Oh, paperwork's in, right? Well, doesn't matter what color your badge is. You, like, position-wise, you're fine. Just
That's kick ass.
you're just gonna get the badge whenever you get the badge. Whenever HR finishes processing the 200 new hires we've got for peak." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere."
Nice.
But
I mean,
he likes the work. I think he's just happy to have someone who shows up and doesn't bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually like half the battle nowadays. It's like if you show up and you do your job without bitching about it constantly,
Yeah.
your manager's gonna like you.
I mean, it's one thing if I come to him and I say, "Hey, I've got an idea on how we could do this a little bit better." That's one thing. It's not Bobby over there is being a cunt. Fix it. Yeah, things are looking up. I'm trying to save to move out of my fucking parents' place now, and
Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy.
yeah, I've got, well, I say 2 jobs. It's kind of dead for catering. I'm trying to treat my finances as if Amazon is the only job I have.
That is the way to do it.
It's really hard to just pretend catering's not there when I'm being handed a paycheck for like $600. It's like, oh,
Yeah, no, I understand. It's like just that $600 just goes right into a bank account and stays there.
yeah,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I'll be able to do once both Panda and I have full-time work.
I need to call my
Because,
credit
but
union.
instead of it being like a bank account, it's going to be one of the bills
Mhm.
until it's all gone.
Yeah,
I
Because
just
we
realized
have.
that my mic has been muted, not
Oh, yeah?
in Discord,
Oh
but
man, that
Oh.
sucks.
physically muted for like I
double
didn't even
O.
know how long.
So you've been trying to talk to us this entire time, and we just going.
I've said probably like 2 or 3 comments, or
And we just completely
We just-
ignored.
Steamroll.
Yeah, I've just been like, okay,
Do
they're
they-
on their own thing.
Do they just hate me?
Yeah, I mean, I heard the silence thing, and I was thinking like maybe y'all two were just necking, but I guess I was wrong.
I heard that.
I didn't. I didn't.
I had
Please-
the mic open just a little bit. I have a little mic open, so you can hear her, even if she says something quietly.
I didn't hear what she said though, so please repeat it.
I said, God damn it.
Hey, you're stuck with us now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I disappear tomorrow.
Hey now.
Hey,
Hey now, you really think that you're gonna get away from us?
I
you
can try.
you signed the
try, but
theoretical
it's not gonna
contract.
work. Yeah, would you? I almost said.
Sign your contract.
I almost said something really,
theoretical.
really mean. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyways. When you let Pav get his dick wet, you signed a contract. Okay?
It's in the extra.
There's no
fine
going
print.
back on that.
Maybe I should go.
Just
No response to that. Like, that was not what I was expecting you to go with that at all.
Did you guys miss me?
Yes.
yeah.
I'm still deciding.
It's all right. I'm just giving you shit because I like you. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't even acknowledge your existence.
Good to know then.
Oh,
I think he
man.
just likes your cute voice.
It is kind of cute.
That's like all we have to go on. So.
Yeah, I haven't exactly seen a picture of either of you yet, so
What?
I'm not kidding.
You
I
know
have
what I
not seen
look
you
like.
guys. No,
I know.
don't.
Yeah, I know what you look like. Come on.
Pretty sure I
Buck
don't.
knows what I look. You've seen a
Yep.
picture of me and Buck.
No, I haven't.
I don't think I put any pictures up here in the.
It's like I-
Discord.
If you put it in the Saints Discord, I didn't see it. I barely ever go in that place. It's like it's all freaking stupid freaking
Windows Explorer is not responding. Give me a minute.
That's fantastic.
Fixing this.
Yeah, I don't even go into the freaking Saints server anymore because it just reminds me of stupid weeaboo chat rooms on IRC that I used to frequent when I was a weeaboo. Like 10 years ago. That's literally what it reminds me of, and I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, I haven't been able to make the either the midweek or the regular show now because of work. So it's just
I
kind of
made
fallen off the radar.
a midweek a couple of weeks ago. It was actually no, it was like the week. It was the week I took off, and everything went down the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that week before, and I actually got into the show, and I actually got to chat with Jeff and Nick
Yeah,
for a little
I've
bit.
seen you a
Oh,
few
sweet.
times on. No, what are you doing? I. So I've actually seen you a few times in the waiting room in the.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not busy, and I see that the midweeks are on, and I'm just like, you know what, screw it, maybe I'll get in, and I pop on. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I'm not around long enough. I mean, I think it was 3 weeks ago that I popped into the waiting room, but I was only in the waiting room for like 2 picks, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired. I have to go to work tomorrow morning early,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just gonna go ahead and back out, and that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like listening to the Saints when I actually have time.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I get that feeling completely.
It's like so often I don't want to listen to. Just want to like shoot ghouls or some scorched, or you, like raid a mine and shoot coal miners.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
Speaking
you.
of which, Fallout 76, guys.
Yeah, video.
Jesus. Oh my gosh.
How about that 10-point segue, everybody?
So, both me and Pig have been playing Fallout 76 separately. It has taken from the beginning of the beta till today for me to get the game working properly on my $3,000 computer.
That sucks.
Wow.
And my $2,000 6-year-old computer has been running it just fine on minimum settings, but still running it just
Okay,
fine.
I've got this lovely 5-year-old fucking Frankenrig that I built myself, and for some reason it's still running. We'll see if a 1070 finally kills it. I think I'm gonna get one of
Dude,
those.
I'm still running my 660 Ti.
I had a
And
650
it's
and it started
doing just
to,
fine.
I think I had a 650 Ti and it started to corrode on me.
Did you want a 970?
Does it work?
Yeah. They both-
Are you offering it for free?
Now I'm rethinking my offer.
Exactly. Because I can't even afford to buy a freaking used one.
Oh no, I'm just.
I have no money.
thinking about- I originally built this computer with a 970. Then Fallout 4 was announced like 2 months later, so I bought a second 970
Ah.
and pre-ordered the game. And then I got a really sweet job, paid me a lot of money, and I had a choice: save the money, move out of my parents' house with the saved money, or spend $800 of it because it was $4,000, and buy a GTX 1080 Ti. Well, I bought the 1080 Ti.
Nice.
Should have spent a couple $100 more, to be honest, and bought a actual usable CPU. Because at this point it was like 4 generations behind, and it would have definitely helped me a lot better in Adobe Premiere. Definitely CPU. I thought, oh yeah, it's GPU accelerated. Getting because it doesn't work with SLI, so getting a 1080 Ti is totally going to help with my raw 4K footage that I'm having to deal with. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, you should have totally you should have totally spent another $4 and got a an i7 or something.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. No, I regret my decision completely.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a beautiful card, and I can run everything at 4K because the CPU.
Which company actually made it?
Oh, I'm one of those weird guys that buys everything from one company for a specific computer. So
Which company?
Asus.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like EVGA for the graphics cards.
EVGA is nice.
I haven't gotten. I'm actually planning on trying to do every. When you get everything EVGA, it all kind of meshes together, looks just a little bit better.
That's my thing with when I normally, because I've been building computers for people for a while now, probably like, oh god, 2018.
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably around like more than 10 years. Jesus Christ. But, and if I go with like an Asus motherboard, or if I go with a Gigabyte motherboard, or if I go with an EVGA motherboard, or an MSI, chances are I'm going to end up getting like the same company for the graphics card. Simply because, not for any reason that would actually help them, because it's not proven that one is better than the other. Like, I have never had any heating issues with Asus, hence the reason why I've stuck with Asus for so long.
I've got an
Asus
Asus. Never had any problems with it. I mean, the last motherboard that I bought, an actual made board, and it was fucking dead on arrival. So I returned the damn thing and said, nope, went with Asus.
Asus is a solid company. They love to push themselves as such better quality, and granted, they might have a little bit better quality, but to be honest, from what I've looked into, they all run basically the same Japanese
Yeah, I'm not
cards.
really. I'm not really impressed with their ROG.
See,
line.
I am here, and here's the reason why I am. It's not for anything other than because they have a bunch of flashy things like the ROG armor and all that extra stuff. It is their ROG is the exact same as their top end boards. So it's their top end boards. It's just the only difference really is the flashy stuff and the software that comes built in to their BIOS, UEFI BIOS, which is
Yeah, I know what that is.
so easy to work with.
Oh yeah.
So easy to work with. All as well as the stuff that they like just give you inside a CD. And I so like their AI suite or their we're dealing with like their gigabit. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I will agree with Myrick. What Myrick just said. So I would put Asus as an all around good, no master of anything, and like their tough series of boards. Now their tough series of boards are beautiful. That 5-year no questions asked warranty for their tough series of boards is just so nice.
Yeah.
You could accidentally drop that thing and send it back and they would send you a new one. But
Is this word salad to anyone else? No.
I don't even know what I came back to.
We were just we've been chatting about the differences and what we like about the different companies that make computer parts and whatnot.
Okay.
But getting back to Fallout 76.
So should I
oh,
get it?
there's yes. Buck, get
Yes, I think you should get it.
Because
Buck, get
It
and
for
go
the
through
three
it.
of us to play together. I would say get it because it's so much better with people playing together.
Better idea, Buck.
what?
Get a Blue Yeti and get it free with Blue Yeti.
So I can have
I
two
know.
fucking Blue
That's
Yetis.
the reason why I'm
Just-
saying get a Blue
Just
Yeti.
fucking give one to my buddy Kevin. Like, here you go. I got 76 for free. You're getting a free microphone. I basically spent $100 on 76 so you could have this microphone.
I mean, you could just send the microphone to me.
Or that.
Actually, no. What's funny is, Mark, it is on sale because of something.
It's already
you
it's
brought
what
up.
is it like $36 now?
$30 now because of something that Mark loves to talk about, which I actually find is funny. I'm not being like salty about it. I'm literally. It is
I'm kind of salty because I paid full
82%
price to it.
less. Oh no, I'm salty about that price though.
I'm pretty salty about that price because I literally after I played the beta, I was like, you know what, this is the beta, so there are problems with it.
Exactly like the beta when it came out on full
Yeah.
release.
But that's okay. I mean, maybe my problem is just the simple fact that I'm so used to playing early release games all the time and just not caring if there are bugs in it, as long as I'm enjoying myself. And I do. I enjoy Fallout 76. I really do. I mean, I really wish that there was a better inventory system, like a better stash system. Like you could build several stash boxes and each one having like that 400 limit. But no, it is all the same stash, it's just different skin on it and a different access point for it. That's it.
Hey,
That is
there
my
is.
biggest. That is really
Alright.
my biggest and only gripe about 76 at the moment.
Okay, so coming from playing nothing but Fallout since 2009, basically nothing but Fallout. Like there have been a few games here and there that I've kind of put some time into, but really the game that I have played, I put over 8,000 hours into Fallout New Vegas, and I've put close to 3 into Fallout 4. I am very much used to the system that they have created there. And when I came over to 76, the first thing I noticed was how much they went backwards, in my opinion.
Well, I
with
don't
Fallout
really.
4.
When I said the inventory, the on you inventory system, I figured that out. I'm just really used to Arc, where you can see everything that you have, and you don't have to dig through to find the things that you're looking for. Because
Right,
like
you don't like the Pip-Boy.
I don't.
See, I'm used to the Pip-Boy. That's
And I've gotten used to the Pip-Boy. I can navigate the Pip-Boy and figure things out. Excuse me, but I don't like it. It's just no, thank you. Give me a system like Arc where I just have everything laid out in front of me and I can actually sort through it and get rid of what I don't want easily. You know, but I can deal with the Pip-Boy because I still enjoy the game. It's just it's a different game, so it's not going to have the same spent thousands upon thousands of hours using. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It is literally the only real gripe that I have about the game is the stash. A 400 weight limit stash.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I
Okay,
can
so
make
that's I'm
several
gonna explain that.
boxes. I can make several boxes. But they're all just the same access point to the same stash. And it's like, this doesn't fucking make sense. You have several different boxes. Have them be several different inventories or stashes. And I think I can understand why they did that. They don't want people hoarding materials. They don't
No,
want...
that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. Alright, I can actually explain that. So here's the thing. When it comes to Fallout 76, or it comes to Fallout, you're actually supposed to do that. You're supposed to hoard. So it's not all that.
Well, we can't hoard with a 400 freaking pound.
No. Hold on. So it has nothing to do with how they want to control what you do or what you don't do. It has to do with the fact that Bethesda didn't account for being able to have a shit ton of things sitting on the back end of their server. So the servers cannot handle you having more than 400 pounds worth of things in your...
That's fucking stupid.
It is.
They had
No,
better.
It really is.
They had better fucking fix that. That is my only gripe. I don't care that there aren't any human living NPCs. Alright? It makes the game more interesting to me because I'm actually hear me out. I'm actually looking at this game as somebody who just came out of the vault into an area where the Scorched have literally killed everyone.
Right, no, I get that.
And
it's
interesting because while some people find it boring, I'm finding it interesting. I'm going around, I'm finding out, okay, so the Scorched are here. They've literally killed everyone. This is me figuring out how they killed everyone. This is me figuring out what I can do to stop the Scorched myself. So on and so forth. Then there's the ghouls. I haven't even gotten to the Brotherhood of Steel quest line yet.
Don't just okay. So
I'm still on
all these stories as much as I hate the fact.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Don't
I'm
ruin it
still
for me.
I'm
I
still
hate
stuck.
spoilers.
I'm still on the responders quest.
I'm not
you know?
even there yet.
What level are you?
Dude, I am let's see. I am currently level 10.
Okay.
And I have been spending the majority of my time running around bullshitting and getting equipment. And
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing.
mainly-
I like my favorite place to go, materials, and ammunition is Helvetia. Helvetia? It's that place north of Sutton.
Oh,
You know that-
north of Sutton.
Yeah, you know that river that runs
Right.
like straight down. It's to the east of the vault. Helvetia
Okay,
is
right.
Helvetia is to like the direct southeast of the vault. It's north of Sutton. It's north of something wood. Flatwoods.
Flatwoods.
It's north of Flatwoods. All right.
Right.
But there are like how many houses? It's just a little town. It's got a dozen different houses. It's got a post office. It's got a tavern. It's got a couple of different shops in there. But you can go through and you can find just about every single resource except for, I think, nuclear. You got to go to an actual power plant to get that kind of stuff. You can find every single base resource in this town. You can literally fill your entire inventory looting this, scrap it all, and you've got enough resources to build several weapons or repair several weapons. You know, I mean, it takes about 3 or 4 hours to reset and actually have stuff again, but so far that I've found the best place to go. And you're never going to see a scorched over levels.
Right,
And
because
they all
it's
have,
early game.
there's quite a few shotguns though.
Okay. See, so it took me a bit to finally like start getting to points where I enjoyed. And the thing is for me, like if I were to take this game, like I've never played Fallout. Never played you know, I am solely kind of almost like you, and I am solely a online survival type player. Then in my opinion, Fallout, from what I've seen, is probably one of the best
It is
online survival games.
like coming from an online survival game standpoint, Fallout 76 is one of the best I've ever played.
To be
From
honest,
a survival standpoint, for a Fallout game,
is
if you are trying to
So sad.
if you're trying to compare it to previous Fallouts and you're expecting it to have like this huge RPG freaking story and everything, you're gonna think it sucks. Because it's not designed to be a huge like
well. Here's
story-driven RPG. It's designed. They're trying to design a game as an online survival game,
Well, here's
and
the
they
thing.
did an amazing job
Yeah, Buck,
making
one
it
second.
into a survival game, but they didn't do a good job making a Fallout game with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
Buck.
what it sounds like. Well, what gets me is what every time I consider buying it, something technical comes up that makes me go, eh. Like, there was a tweet I saw going around, I think I retweeted it, but someone searched through the code for specific keywords, like dragon. And there are entire blocks of code from Skyrim just laying around unused in 76's code.
Yeah,
And it's making the back end of this game
It's like-
really hard to handle.
It's like, why is that even there?
well, it's because I'll tell you exactly why it's there. It's because they took Skyrim and made Fallout 4.
Well, so
And then they
yeah,
took Fallout 4 and they made Fallout 76.
Yes, but here's what you gotta understand, and Buck can probably take this or explain this a little bit better. From a coder's perspective, that is
It's just
horrendous.
No,
It is
I know. It absolutely is freaking horrible. These are things that they should have should have gone through and actually taken out, but they didn't. See, I can tell you right now that they probably spent less than a year developing 76.
No, they started with the concept of 76 right after Fallout 4 came out. And I'd say when was the last DLC for Fallout 4?
Then they only had like 2 or 3 people.
No, so they there has been a few documentaries about Fallout 76 and its development cycle and like how it fit in with all the other projects.
They're lies. They're lying.
No.
They're lying.
No,
Lies.
over the past 2 years, really, over the past 2 years, Bethesda Game Studios, the guys who created Fallout and Skyrim, because there's multiple studios under the name.
Yes, I understand.
Has tripled in size. They've gone from one studio up in near Boston, to one in Montreal and one in Austin. And so as far as things go, when it comes to Fallout, they have enough to go out and start working on things. And the Austin studio, right after 76 came out, or right after Fallout 4 came out, started working on adapting Quake code to the creation engine, which is what it's being run on, which is, again, the name for the engine, the updated engine from, the Gamebryo engine. Or no, what was it?
Gamebryo.
Was it Gamebryo?
Was it Havoc?
Right.
No, Havoc is what Halo ran on.
Yeah, the current engine that they're using right now is the same engine that they used to make Morrowind.
Okay.
And they just constantly update it, which explains why you would be getting code that's just yes, Quake code. I'll have to go back and look at like the actual definition of what it meant, but yes, the term is Quake code. Or that I think the catch-all term that they used. Okay. And so, as much as you can sit there and you can think about this and just be like, oh, okay, so here's what they did. Here's why it's there. They didn't just add it, it's just left over. Yes, Morrowind. It shouldn't be there.
No, it shouldn't be there. There's no excuse for being. They've had, now that you've actually taken away their excuses they have no excuse.
Yeah.
They had this many people working on it.
The entire Austin studio has been working on
it. They have no excuse for this code. It's taking up space. It's why the Fallout.
It's three
fucking huge.
3 fucking words. Comment it out. That might not change the file size, but it'll certainly affect the runtime.
And it's just I still love Fallout 76. I'm still going to keep playing it. I'm probably going it's definitely taken the spot from Ark. I don't know when I'm going to go back to Ark, if I go back to Ark. Sorry, Cynic. You can just go ahead and murder everything in my base and destroy it if you want.
Cynic is actually playing Fallout 76.
I know. I do. I know. But when I took a hiatus because it sucked so much time. And the only time that I've actually been able to sit down and play anything longer than an hour was last week. Because Tuesday was my last day at work.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, I played. Tuesday night, I played Warframe with Toya. And Conan Exiles, Conan Exiles is pretty badass. And if it had a more PvE challenge to it, I would be playing Conan Exiles, still pretty regularly. But it's designed to be a PvP game, and I'm not a huge PvPer. So that's why I don't play. That's why Conan Exiles didn't take the spot from Ark. Anyways,
I think I've been going. I've been
What
going
was I
back and forth on Destiny 2 and For Honor. That's
yeah,
it.
freaking.
Yeah, I've been going
I've
back
been
and
playing-
forth between 76 and Destiny, too.
I've been playing RimWorld. That's basically it, and for the most part, just not playing games at all. I mean,
Well, the last week, I really haven't been playing games, but
yeah. Well, no, you've been playing games. They just haven't been on a giggity. Let me pull up Steam. Let's see.
she's still
What's-
there. She's
I know
still
she is.
reacting what she's saying.
I know she is. I know.
We don't need to see anything to just. We can just hear the outrage. The quiet, seething outrage.
You brought this on yourself.
Oh, I was gonna edit a video today. I don't think that's gonna happen now.
Let's see. What have I been playing? Let's look at my library. What's installed? What do I have installed? I have RimWorld. Basically the games that I've been playing RimWorld. And I played a little bit of Inquisitor Martyr. And that's it. I mean, for a little while, I played through a couple of missions. I played a couple of missions on Halo Wars 2, and that was fun.
Okay.
And yeah, other than that, I actually didn't play a single video game for like 5 weeks almost.
Sheesh.
I literally was only sitting down at my check my email and maybe watch YouTube. And those were all game related.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it, because I was coming home and it's like I was getting home I was leaving the house clock every night because it was the busy season.
Yeah.
You know, and with this company, there were about 4 specific busy seasons. For 6 weeks out of that quarter, you get so much work. It's like they schedule you. So a maintenance on a system is going to take me hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all the paperwork for it. That's tendering payments. That's doing all the cleaning and all the checks and everything. Everything. Sometimes, if there's more cleaning to be done, you know, it'll take me about 2 hours. 2.5 hours sometimes, if it's really bad. But they schedule you for 5 systems a day. Some people were getting 6 or 7 systems in a day.
Oh, lovely.
So, you know, and during the busy season, you're getting a lot of, and I was have overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was leaving and getting home like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I was fucking exhausted. I didn't even have time to fucking play video games. I didn't have time to freaking even watch more than a 10 or 15-minute video.
Yeah, I usually get all my news from like Tim Pool while I'm driving back, and then I get back and I start doing other stuff.
Oh, I wasn't even listening to anything while I was in the vehicle because I was driving, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to take the time to actually set something up.
Mm-hmm.
I lost the train of thought that I had going. It was just the last 6 weeks up until last week have just been freaking busy and
Crazy.
unpleasant. And I don't think it's really I've already gone over it. I'm not worried about it anymore.
Yeah.
Y'all know what was going on. There's no need for me to bitch about it
Reiterate.
anymore.
Yeah. But hey, going from games, we can talk about the whole thought audit thing.
That is a
Oh
horrible
my
segue,
God.
dude.
Dude,
You really need to work on that.
yeah, no, I'm charged with Segways. If you don't remember there, Buck.
Compared to Buck, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
I just gotta see a picture of you, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah, dude. Holy shit, you need to shave that.
I did.
I'm just
I
kidding.
have. Well, no, I have.
Is that a schmog on around your neck?
Yes. Yeah, my older brother.
Yeah,
got
I
back
remember
from
you. I
Afghanistan.
remember you telling me you had one. I'm really green one because I just got a red. I've got 2 red and black ones, and I really want a green one.
It's really nice. I like it. It's warm during the winter and during the summertime it makes for because I prefer collar shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the just t-shirt. So if it's like really hot outside and I don't want to wear anything else, I just wear a t-shirt with that over it, and it kind of turns it into a colored shirt almost.
Yeah, I wear a lot of athletic shirts. I wear a lot of Under Armour, and I have to actually buy some long sleeve shirts because I don't live in Florida anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've
gonna be
got-
a problem.
I've got a long sleeve flannel shirt, and it's dirty right now, so I can't wear it. But today, while I was unloading the truck, it was in the 60s when I started,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
low 60s, high 50s, and then it started raining, and it went from
Sounds like
the
here.
high 50s. It went to from, I think it was right 57, 58 when it started raining, and within 10 minutes it was 42 degrees,
Yep, that sounds about right.
and I was drenched.
oh, I love that northern weather.
It was.
I'm not
painful.
being sarcastic when I'm saying that. It's kind of been raining a lot here. I've been enjoying it. It's actually been kind of warm up here, to be honest.
Warm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been warm,
What?
especially at night.
No! It's cold up here.
You're not from around here,
I-
are you?
You're
No,
not.
I'm not.
You're not getting the joke that he's making, are you? It's been really warm, especially at night. Boom shika wow wow.
You can't see me finger gunning unironically. Fucking.
Hey.
God damn
Fucking.
it.
Went right over it. Well played,
man.
Puff.
I don't know why.
I know exactly why.
Sure he is.
No, it has been warm. And
I'm sure, especially in the bed.
are you gonna argue with that? I mean, you normally do, but I can tell you right now, you guys have been up here.
We're in the look of you guys.
So,
This article we were supposed to do.
yeah, this thought audit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it's so.
So holy
fucking
crap,
good.
it's so hilarious. It's
This
like
is fucking funny.
I think the last actual tweet that I saw about it when I was actually scrolling through Twitter, I think it was this morning. It was this morning or yesterday morning while I was at the hotel still. Freaking someone was saying that everything that they were making was donation wise, and donations aren't taxable. And I'm like, you fucking moron. Donations are absolutely 100% taxable.
Yes, they are.
Unless you've
It's-
got
it's
a
not-
fucking church dedicated to dad ass. That's
No,
not how it
it's
works.
not that. No. Listen. The taxes go. You being the one receiving the donation, you're taxable. It's the people who are making the donations that can write it off as a
Yeah.
tax.
Yeah.
It says tax free. If it's to a charity, an actual NGO charity.
Yep.
And they have to actually register as a charity. You know,
Alright, better.
people just giving you money, it's still income. It's still taxable. There's just no sales tax because you're not, well, you are selling something, you filthy whore, but you know, it's not it's not counted as a sales or anything like that. You receiving income are still taxed for that income. It's just fucking moron is like you're still doing this for money. I mean, everybody else sex work is real work and should be respected as work. Well, guess what? Real work comes with income and income gets taxed, bitch.
Yeah, I know there's a threshold on, like, you make
There is. I think it's
under so much, you won't be taxed on it, but
well, you'll still be taxed on it,
it'll
but
be in a
any
different
taxes
bracket
they
or
take
something
out,
like that.
yeah, any taxes that they take out, you'll get back at the end of the year
Mm-hmm.
or the beginning of the next year. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like even when I was making like, oh, this is like back in 2006. I was making like $8 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
They were still taking taxes from me. It's
Right.
just at the end of the year when I filed my taxes, every single penny got returned to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. You know,
No, it's just been this whole thing that this been like, oh my god. Okay. Jeez. But
sorry, I took a bit of a deep drag on that one. Where were we going with this?
well, we were
Twitch thoughts.
talking about yeah, Twitch thoughts.
thoughts. Yes.
I love
like. Go ahead.
Go ahead. But I love how it kind of started. Well, it didn't start that way, but I don't know if anybody's ever seen or has seen the tweet from the IRS that was like something along the lines of like all income is taxable and needs to be, you know,
Reported.
reported and all these kinds of things. And then you get the one reply that means you thoughts.
That's hilarious. I think I saw somewhere that a whole bunch of incels are actually claiming responsibility for reporting all of these Twitter thoughts to the IRS.
It's not entirely that. It actually seems like incels were being blamed by people because of you know, the idea that oh, like you
They must hate
women
women.
that much. Yeah, you must hate women that much if you're going on and like reporting them to the IRS.
I mean,
Oh,
if
like,
I
one of
don't
them was
like a specific person, and I know that they're freaking not doing their taxes, yeah, I'll fucking report their asses to freaking the IRS.
Another thing about this is you do get I think it's like a 30% reward if you report someone, and it
only
does come
if it,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
if it actually comes to something, then yes,
Yeah, you
there
do.
are certain instances where you can get a reward for it, but
Yeah,
It'd probably
for
have to be
reporting,
something like
it's-
couple tens of thousands of dollars, I would imagine. I don't know what the rules are, but I imagine if you blow the whistle on someone who's only hasn't paid a couple $100 in taxes, they'll be like, "Well, we can give you $20," or
well,
not.
$20 is still $20. I mean,
You didn't have to go to the street corner for it.
yeah. You
I
got
don't
a
know.
legal
I don't
way
know if
of-
the. I don't know if the process of actually going through and filing all the fucking paperwork for reporting someone is worth $20. But goddamn,
I think you have to have their social security number.
No, you
no.
have to,
I
give
heard that
your
somewhere.
social security
Well, you
number.
Yeah, you
yours
have to give
obviously.
your social security number. That was. I think that was, from what I know, that was the.
Okay, I heard that somewhere. I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong
Caveats.
on everything except vocabulary.
Except vocabulary. I'm wrong on everything, including and most especially vocabulary.
Mhm. How are we kicking this off?
Where's the link to it, real quick?
Scroll up a little bit. It's gonna be. Oh yeah, the Cleveland Browns are eyeing Condoleezza Rice for their head coach.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what? Seriously? Glocklight?
Where? Okay, sorry, do you have the article?
Ohio to accept Bitcoin for tax bills. Magazine editor fired for brutally rejecting vegan's pitch.
Oh yeah, these were all the ones that we were thinking about doing, but
Yeah, we had quite a few.
yeah, I think I love that one that
Where
is
is it?
just
I thought I
like we're going to be
did it
um
not. Is it a-
Israeli
There it is.
supermodel bar Rafali rips off niqab in controversy.
So, okay, it's the very first one in the set of links starting at 5:26. I'm stupid. I can't keep track of timestamps. They fucking go in
Chinese
order.
scientists say he's first to create genetically modified. NASA probe lands safely on Martian surface. This is like the third one. We don't care.
You couldn't
There it
get
is.
right
What
the
is the
first
thought audit campaign? Got it.
So,
Yep.
Merck said in chat, the 30% reward is for A, concrete evidence only, B, on cases where there is a case and it's either worth $2 million or the person makes over 200 grand, and C, only if said concrete evidence is deemed solid enough for the IRS to even give the reward, and even then the 30% is the absolute max.
Jeez.
So they could choose to give you lower,
okay.
or not at all.
I see.
Yeah, that sounds about right because there's the environment is supposed to give out a $10,000 for whenever you turn in somebody who's intentionally venting refrigerant into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
That can be like it's intentionally venting it. So, you know, it could be avoided, but it's never. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Anybody who turns in someone for venting rent, they don't see a dime.
I think
They,
what it
"Oh,
is.
thanks a lot.
it's the joke that you can. I think that's what's been being discussed. It's the joke that you were completely able to just be like making money off of this whole thing. And
Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
my
the amount of people in the AC trade who just don't care is it pisses me off, dude. Anyways, thought audit. What is the hashtag thought audit? Wild encourages right-wing incels to report
Jesus
internet
Christ.
sex workers to the IRS.
oh,
Online sex workers. Who wrote this? Oh, Dan Cancian. Cancian?
Can't get rid of
Cancian.
that bias, can you, man?
Mm-hmm.
Sure can't.
We're gonna call
Online
you
sex
Dan
workers.
Cancer.
Dan Cancer. Online sex workers have attacked a campaign by men's rights activists and right-wing incels in quotation marks that seek to report them to the authorities for failing to declare income. The campaign rose to prominence thanks to the hashtag thought audit. What the? How are you going to put the hashtag in there and then call it the hashtag? We understand it's a hashtag. You're supposed to pronounce it hashtag thought audit. Oh, thank you, dear.
No, it's pronounced pound thought audit.
Well,
Clearly.
Clearly.
Well, you can't actually. You shouldn't actually say that because
What, you don't pound thoughts and then audit them?
I mean,
Well,
considering
that's what the
that.
IRS does on a daily basis anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in thoughts.
I
I'm-
never said you were.
In what way are we saying interested in? Are we talking just like interested in laughing about them? Are we talking about?
Oh no,
like,
see
interested in
that's
fucking them like.
it's entirely fucking.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just-
The hashtag. By the way, he actually explains what thought means. Slang term that stands for that.
oh, over there.
The hashtag began trending on Sunday when Dariush Valizade, whatever the fuck your V name is, started promoting it on Twitter, even though the campaign appears to have begun on Facebook by one David Wu. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does to me too.
Why does that sound familiar?
Why?
Wu initially suggested netizens report alleged tax dodgers who earn money by performing sex work on camera or via Snapchat. Baliz Vlavlavla, Vagu name, an American
Vuvuzela.
blogger and self-proclaimed pickup artist, told online sex workers that all of their income generated online was taxable and that failing to report it was a felony. He's not wrong. Bunch of tweets. Online thoughts are finding out that all income generated from their breasts and vagina is taxable, he tweeted. Men are aggressively organizing to report all thoughts. I don't blame them. These girls are getting a free ride via beta bucks. Bucks?
Cucks.
no.
But it's BUX.
Yeah. Yep.
And broken
Censoring.
sexual marketplace that is rigged in favor of females. The goo name, who is also known as Roosh V. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Roosh V.
Rouge V is who started this. I thought he was just like jumping on it.
I'm just gonna keep calling him Roosh. Claims that under Internal Revenue Service policy could be percent of the tax collected. Okay. There is actually a financial incentive to cam girls have previous premium services, which involves them
Dropping out.
Yeah, Pig. I don't know if it's just on my end or if it's on Buck's end too. But you're.
Buck, am I dropping in and out?
A little bit, yeah.
And the internet I'm on isn't that great. I mean, it's got decent, but it keeps fluctuating with the signal quality.
It's
Yeah.
always enjoyable.
Did I fluctuate in and out that one?
Yeah, you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Shit. That's
Shit. Fucking.
that's fucking weird. That might not be my internet. That might be my Discord. That's odd.
Have you tried running?
Back to the article.
Yeah.
There's actually a financial incentive to defeating.
Soldering. I just like that word. Fucking.
Such a.
Such a weird.
And girls
word.
have previously complained about being targeted for the premium service. It's still doing it. It is definitely my mic.
Huh.
Hang on, let me play with my settings really quick.
All right.
Alright.
Voice, video, input volume, input sensitivity, automatic sensitivity.
Oh
no.
yeah, I turned that off automatic.
I'm
I
going
keep it-
to. Where should I? There we go. I'm gonna put it down. Oh man, it won't let me go any lower. There we go. Boom. How about that?
Sounds good
we'll,
so
we'll
far.
have to talk a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a try then. Cam girls have previously complained about being targeted for their premium services. Did I cut out?
Nope.
You're fine.
Which involves them exchanging explicit photos for payment on platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat. Bagoo names comments sparked furor online, and sex workers found numerous supporters. It's a tweet with a freaking snapshot. Holt, whoever the fuck this guy is.
Name rings a bell, but I don't really pay attention to him.
Yeah. In the right-wing internet tonight, the online fail sons are attempting to punish women who have premium pay-to-view Instagram Snapchat accounts by reporting them to the IRS.
Punishing women by reporting tax fraud. But
Like most of what these guys normally do,
Wow.
this channels their deep-seated frustration that they don't get the girlfriends they think they're owed into random outbursts at random women who dare use the internet. Someone needs to take this guy out back and beat him with a rubber hose. Better yet,
Won't leave any marks.
use yes, dear. Okay, you just had this look on your face.
I got concerned.
Yeah, actually, I got concerned that I was about to lose my life. Like most of what these guys normally do, blah blah blah. I already did that. Vice contributor Jules
Soviet.
Susie added the people wanting to report cam girls were the same individuals praising President Donald Trump for allegedly hiding his tax returns.
Citation needed.
Really?
Yes,
He did just
have
kinda cite-
never-
He cited where he's saying this,
No, I mean like.
but
that,
it
that
doesn't
link,
look like
that link for.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's actually citing these people praising Trump for hiding his taxes.
Goddamn, so many extra shifts
Huh.
popping up. Sorry, my phone was blowing up.
And then the last two paragraphs is just them reading the tweets. It's blowing my entire mind that the same exact people who think Trump is a genius for hiding his tax returns are desperately reporting cam girls to the IRS for allegedly not paying enough in taxes. I'm sorry, wait a second.
not paying enough. They're not paying any.
If you're not
necessarily.
if you're getting tax returns, you're paying your taxes.
Yeah.
If
Wait,
you're
is that
not
what he said?
paying, oh no! Listen to what it's blowing my entire mind that the same exact people who think Trump is a genius for hiding his tax returns are desperately reporting cam girls to the IRS for allegedly not paying enough taxes.
Oh,
That
So-
leap.
Yeah, it's a massive leap.
if
It's
she,
like saying
if she
not paying
weighs,
taxes. Go ahead.
If she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood.
She's a witch.
I mean, she's definitely got a lot of wood in her.
But oh,
It's that kind of a fucking logical leap of like all these must be related somehow.
Right? I just not
both
paying
have the
taxes
tax
and not paying taxes and not showing people your tax returns because it's technically none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tradition. I admit that it is tradition that the president-elect will reveal their tax returns to people, to the public.
why is that? What do we?
I
what do we
don't
gain?
know,
Like,
I
have an
honestly
opinion on
don't
whether or not
know.
he does it.
but I don't really care if he does it or not. I
Yeah.
think good on him for just being like, no, these are my tax returns. You don't have any reason to see them. The IRS has seen them. The IRS actually issued me that tax return.
Yeah.
It is none of your business what they gave back to me.
Yeah. That's fucking
There's literally no reason for them to see his tax returns. Literally none.
fucking current year.
Like if he's got a tax return, it means he paid his taxes, and the IRS may or may not have given him anything back. In fact, they probably didn't give him anything back. And that's just the way it is. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can't get a tax return if you didn't pay taxes. You know, it's not like if you don't file a tax return, you still paid taxes.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And while it is, they do want you to file a return for your taxes, it is less about reporting and more about having whatever you are owed back given back to you. So they don't really, unless you absolutely do owe more taxes than what you paid from your income, then yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's, everybody just disregard some of the things that I just said. I'm gonna have to actually look into it
Yeah.
to make a solid statement on it. Cause I don't know, I'm a little drunk. A little bit.
half
little
the time
bit
I don't
drunk.
even pick out the right form.
Half the time you don't even pick out the right form. What are you talking about? How many times have you actually filed taxes, you fucking child?
A couple of times, but
Twice.
it's been different forms. Like,
Couple of times, like twice?
let's see, how many jobs have I had?
Dude, your tax return. It's the same form
Right,
every
no,
single
I
time when
mean-
you file your tax return. You've got
Tax-
W-2s, you've got W-4s, you've got 1099s. All
got
of these have to
W-9s.
do. Yeah, it's all withholdings,
Right.
right? It depends on the type of job. If you're a subcontractor or a contractor of some kind, or the company that you're working for does not want to be responsible for taking the taxes out of your paycheck, then you're going to get a 1099. Then you are responsible for filing your tax return, and if the IRS determined that you did not pay all of what you are required to pay for your tax bracket, then you will have to pay them.
Yeah.
Which is why if you're working a job where they're not taking the taxes out for you, you should put aside at least 30% of every single paycheck that you get for them to give to the IRS if they so demand it.
Right.
Right.
Or else, they'll start garnishing your wages anyways. Because fuck you. We're the IRS.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
jail
literally how
doesn't
it
sound
works.
like a fun alternative. So
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, I can say no. It just won't end well.
you can try to say no, but considering they have access to everything, they literally could take everything out of your bank account, and your bank wouldn't have any ability to do anything about it.
Sounds about right.
It's why so many wealthy people have offshore savings and checking
Right.
accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's so that they can have an account somewhere that the IRS cannot freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That is literally why they have it, an offshore account. The IRS cannot freeze an account that is not under the jurisdiction of the United States government.
Right.
Which is why if you don't claim if you don't tell them that you have an offshore account, they can try to get you on tax evasion.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Way technical. Back to the funny bits.
Well, that was the whole.
tweets.
Oh, you
Oh, that
want
was
the
it?
tweets?
that was it. That was
That was
all
the
of it.
article. Yeah. It's like 60% tweets.
It's like, hang on, let me actually hashtag thought audit. Let's actually look at some of these tweets that's under that hashtag. Let's see now. Can I see this in sequential order rather than in people they like for some reason?
Yeah, I wish you could sort.
Now that the thought audit has hit, I'm so glad my girlfriend pays her taxes. Be safe out there, ladies. What the fuck?
Fucking, I type in.
Ranting Money Monkey will like this. That's why it's being shown. Boogie2988. Holy crap! There is currently a war on the internet. Incels versus fam girls. Fam girls? Cam girls, dude. Basically, a group of 4chaners who hate sex workers are reporting them to the IRS to get them investigated for not paying taxes.
Fucking, I type in that hashtag, and I'm gonna put this in show construction. This is the first tweet I get.
Yeah? Let me see here. Nice! See, the first one I got... Let me see. Oh, let me go scroll up. For some reason, my mouse is acting funky. Copy link to tweet. Oops. That's the one I got. So, yeah, you lucky son of a bitch.
Oh my god, fucking. Goddamn. Why did it open the Twitter app?
Because
Because because
Why do we even have
Fucking hate
that?
this
Why is that
stupid
even
app.
on here?
it's Windows 10, dude. There's a lot of shit that's on here.
Fucking. There's that Jules Sudsdaltsev, whatever the hell.
Wow, this bitch is dumb. Copy link to tweet. Yep. Same one. Good job.
Yep, I already scrolled past that one.
Yeah, Cortana and I, we saw kind of the same one at the same time. Oh, well, she deleted it. It's gotten quiet.
Because now I'm just scrolling through these.
Yeah. There's not really much else to say tonight, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna call it. It's just memes.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a quick meme of the week segment.
I don't really have one in mind.
But then again, if I were to start showing my favorite ones, this would probably be the last stream of Locked and Loaded channel will ever do.
Oh man.
That honestly sounds about right with y'all's taste in memes.
Yeah. Pav is busy with roommate.
Yeah, see.
Do you happen to be that roommate?
No.
Okay.
No, I am not.
Are they fighting over rent
Uh,
with knives in the kitchen?
no, Pop's room sometimes floods when it rains really hard.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a puddle in the corner. So he came to see how bad the water damage was this time.
Lovely.
You know, they make stuff to deal with that.
I mean, I'm aware, but
I'll let
Yeah.
Pav know when he comes back.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'll let you let him know that.
okay.
Be really,
I
really,
shall.
be really, really snarky about it. Please. I want to hear your snark.
I shall try.
Yes.
Oh man.
Shit.
I've been going for like
Well,
what? Started at just after 6 and it's almost quarter after 8 here.
yeah, well, we, it's been a little while, so we actually got to chat a few things.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I drove a couple of the audience members away because they were just like, oh, it's this asshole. Fuck this.
This is. I want the funny. Fucking. not this real.
Not this real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. We won't be doing this real talk stuff anymore next week. Unless, you know, something dramatic happens with Pav.
Yeah.
I would hope not.
I'd also hope
Well-
not, but you never know.
I was actually getting ready to start leading into this whole announcement about you being pregnant and everything like that, but, you know,
Ha 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 ha.
I kind of missed the timing on it, so I was like, fuck it. I mean, that's kind of what Pav said, but, you know,
So funny. So very, very funny.
you're laughing.
Sure.
You can't say you're
Sure
not.
I am.
You've got this big shit-eating grin on your face right now. I can freaking see it.
No,
Well,
you
hear it.
can't.
I can
Hear it.
I can
Hear it.
hear you
I
smiling.
can imagine it in my hand.
Uh-huh.
What? I just said hand instead of mind. What the fuck's wrong?
Yes, quite odd.
Where did they put your brain when you came out of the womb?
Um,
Duct tape mine to my
somewhere between my balls and my dick,
My feet.
feet.
and it slowly migrated to my head.
He's back now. So, I realize they make stuff to deal with problems like the puddle in the corner.
Like,
Right.
yeah. I know this.
So how come you haven't
We're talking
fixed it
about-
yet, Pav?
Because I'm broke and I'm lazy and I don't care enough.
Okay, good answers, all three of them. Very good answers. I like it.
You may have your seat back.
I'm not complaining about it, so I don't see this has become an issue. I don't just know it's a problem. Is that what you guys were talking about? Talking about the fact that I have a leak.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, mainly it's the fact that I live. My room used to be a garage, so you know that that garage
I thought
door
it
isn't
was-
all that sealed.
Yeah. I thought it was the basement. Oh wait, no,
No.
that's me.
Yeah. No, I live in the bottom floor, which is also on the same, is like directly connected to
The basement.
the garage. So
Damn it!
like,
I can't be the only one living in a basement.
Literally is the garage.
Buck, move into the basement.
We don't have a basement.
Mine used
Make
to be
one.
a garage. There were two.
It's still
Use a
garage
shovel.
door.
That doesn't tend to go through floorboards very well, but if you insist.
If you insist.
I'm pretty sure you could make it through the floorboards pretty easily with a shovel.
Take
Sharpen
me-
it.
Yeah, you sharpen the shovel.
Sharpen the shovel.
Wait, did you say easily? I mean, you can get through the floorboards, but I wouldn't agree with easily.
If you sharpen the shovel, it will be easy. That is a big ass rabbit.
Did you say rapid or rabbit?
Rabbit
Rabbit.
is a bunny.
He's a
I'll show you in just a moment.
Well, gents, shall we call it there? Gents and lady? And forget the fourth.
Are
co-host.
we? We're doing
I'm
an hour
still-
show?
That's a fucking.
No, we've been doing
rabbit.
this for like 2 hours, dude.
Yeah.
Don't look at my time, look at your time. My time is off by like 4 hours.
Damn.
Well, actually, like 2. But
Freaking sync your phone much?
oh, my phone's
computer.
synced. My laptop is not.
Oh, okay. That works.
You're still
Yeah.
in Louisiana or whatever the hell.
Yeah, isn't that a
Yeah,
big ass rabbit?
Where the fuck it is?
That is freaking gigantic.
Jesus, man.
Right?
Is that rabbit or a small bear?
It's a rabbit.
Photoshop. This is a real rabbit. He's alive. See that? Ain't no Photoshop.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, this has been your Monday night locked and loaded. It's really good to be back. I love
It's good to have you
hanging
back.
out with y'all. I love shooting the shit. I love going through these articles. I really like interacting with the audience, all 6 of them. 4 of which are actually doing the show.
We're not inflating our viewer count at all.
No.
But it wasn't intentional.
So, yeah, say goodnight, Buck.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Pav.
What?
Say goodnight. Say, you didn't even let me freaking finish. I was gonna say goodnight. Say goodnight, Pav's main squeeze.
Cutana now.
It's Cutana.
No longer
Cutana.
Cortana.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Say goodnight,
Good night.
Kitana.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Kill it.